So we are back at the Grand Union Canal Paddington Arm and continuing on this way. Today we'll be finishing off the rest of the Grand Union Paddington Arm. We'll be joining the Grand Union proper and we'll just follow it for a last short distance heading down towards the Thames. We won't get as far as the Thames today, so in the next one we'll be doing that a bit, but doing about another 10 kilometres along here, along bits of two different canals. If you're interested in details of exactly where we are, there will be an interactive map linked in the description below where you can follow along with where we are, and you can click on the map to jump to that bit of the video if you're interested in a particular area. By now there's also a playlist with the previous videos on it. This is number four of a number of parts of this walk. Depends exactly how many parts you manage to do it in. That wind turbine should be going around at a speed today, but it's not. Oh, I've got a tiny little basin which appears to be a seagull haven at the moment. It says private property, no public right of way, so I wonder who it belongs to. Oh, and more beehives. I sort of assume it belongs to whoever rents one of these units, but it doesn't really say. I have a sneaking suspicion that the audio for this one is going to be largely wind. It is quite windy today. We're heading very rapidly into December at the time of filming. This tree was determined it was going to grow through this metal sheeting here. Some slightly disturbing noises. They probably didn't come across on camera. Dripped on. Or pigeoned on. Where are you? Hello. I see you. It's two very different railway bridges just built right next to each other. I wonder if this over here used to be warehouses with roller doors in these gaps for loading goods to and from barges that pulled up on the canal. It's got that sort of feel to it. Very nice to see a Scout-owned community boat. Scoutnarrowboat.co.uk. A lot of community work goes on the canals, which is nice. But then, you know, canal folk is a very community-minded group. No, it's you. Shut up. Heron. There. Oh, it's a boat registered on the River Wey, which was the previous canal we walked but didn't video. The name, date. So where I step back and fall in the canal. Can I stand where you are, please? Yeah, you get dripped on in here. It appears to be a footbridge, which is blocked in at both ends. I would say swimming upstream looks like a lot of effort, but it's a canal, so there is no current, there is no stream, but they're swimming upwind. This tends to be a common problem with city canals, is they tend to be where plastic bottles and other rubbish end up, and they sort of get stuck. Once they end up in the water, they're not going to blow any further along. Behave. Nice beachy pipe bridge here. I think it's the first pipe bridge I've noticed just on its own like that over here. An outflow from somewhere. Got one flat with Christmas decorations up. That's quite a narrow entrance to aim for. That's not so bad when you look at it from this angle, but when you look at it from back up the canal, that looks really narrow. As we get further sort of west out of London, up to sort of the western extreme of this branch of the canal, we'll start finding more and more of these bits where they've been able to build the canal dead straight, because they haven't been weaving in and out of existing features and existing landscape. was Willow Tree Marina, which looks like it could do with a bit of a spruce up, really. Looking a little bit sad. I've got to include that in there somewhere. I bet there's crocodiles in there. Don't think so.
No.
Why you?
There are, then
They could be.
you've got a problem.
They could have escaped from London Zoo, not been noticed.
Yeah, true.
That's a dead swan. Circle of life and all that. If you're a little bit over energetic playing football over there, you could end up having to fetch your football out of the canal. It could be fun.
Look at those Henrys.
Hmm?
The Henrys on top where they
Oh yes. The Henry Hoovers with flowers in them. It's quite a solid looking houseboat, although it's floating, so presumably could be towed should it need to move. Might even have an engine hidden somewhere in there, I don't know. We found another dead straight bit of canal. It's quite nice to give you a nice long view, and you can just about see the distance of plane taking off because we're heading round towards Heathrow Airport. We're that west out of London now. Mind you, the houses on this side are reasonably safe from potential flooding. You've got a few, about a metre high wall there. I wonder what the risk of flooding to these houses on this side is. from a canal, as it's a managed waterway, I would imagine it's not actually that high a risk, because the CRT have systems and mechanisms in place to manage water levels, and it'll just empty out further down. I don't know. Nice canal side properties. Here we have a lighthouse on an inland waterway, but it's not some ancient relic or historical artifact. No, it's an advertising gimmick for a self-storage company. And then you've got their gigantic self-storage warehouse over here. But, you know, it's quite nice that this one happens to end up next to a waterway. The wind just made the stabilisation go crazy. Ah, lovely weeping willow. Apparently this is the Hillingdon Trail. Ooh, we found Goose and Swan Central.
Friends of Grand Union Canal, if you're doing it. Everyone agree? Friends of Grand Union Canal, we try and help.
Good, good. More canal side properties. A lot of building work or something going on over here. Not sure what. We just had a look, and based on these, it looks like it's going to be the Green Quarter by Berkeley Homes, although there was another name under there, or they've reused some signs. So it looks like it's going to be probably a load more flats, as these things normally are. This endless green fencing as far as the eye can see, stretching off into the distance around the corner, makes this bit of canal a tad depressing, although the fact that it's getting dark probably doesn't help that. But I guess once this has all been redeveloped and rejuvenated, they'll probably put in some nice, they'll hopefully put in some nice landscaped areas down to the canal, and it'll be a bit nicer, but I don't know how many years' time it's likely to take them to redevelop this whole site. Shiny new bridge that they've built over into the housing estate. High-speed railway line again. So just up here at this bridge, we are coming to the end of the Grand Union Paddington branch, which started at Paddington Basin at Little Venice way back in video 2 and ends down here where it joins on to the actual Grand Union Canal, which goes from London up north. So down here is the Grand Union Paddington branch, Paddington Arm, where we've just walked down. This way is the Grand Union Canal proper. which, as this signpost would say if it hadn't been broken, would go up towards Braunston, and then that way towards Brentford. The Grand Union goes down and joins up with the Thames. As you can probably tell by the streetlights, it's starting to get dark now. So we are going to end filming here for today. This might be the end of this video. The video ends here. We will see you in the next video as we carry on from here. Or alternatively, we might just come back here next week and we'll carry on from here straight away.